With enough time and enough information, I think I am ready to finally talk about this. And it's going to be a serious one, so buckle up. Hello there, true believers! I hope you're doing well out there. As long as you're beautiful out there, that means I'm beautiful right here. That means you're beautiful right out there. And we can't say enough, we appreciate you for being on this earth, for being alive, seeing another day. I know it may be rough out there, I know it may be tough, I get it, I feel you, I understand, but you are here and we welcome you. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. My name is the King of Dreamers. I am him, he is me. I do a lot of different cosplays. You can follow me right there. Also, follow me, like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel where we're building a positive geek community. And we're gonna build a positive geek community against people like Sweet Baby Inc. Today I'm gonna talk about Sweet Baby Inc. I have done this video twice because I have done ramblings and I just want to get to the point. So basically, this is what's the long and the short of the story after getting all the evidence that I needed to begin. A user on Steamer named Kabutor, yes, more or less created a Steam account where it basically detects any Sweet Baby Inc. Involvement. Basically, this is a story group that is involved in writing different stories or helping punching up scripts to basically get inclusion involved in it. As much as I have said before, I don't mind inclusion, but it has to come at the reasoning of the story rather than trying to tear down other characters in the story, i.e. like Marvel's Insomniac Spider-Man 2, which I'm going to make a video on eventually because the story was hot garbage. Okay, it wasn't hot garbage, but it was not anywhere near the first game. I cannot stress that enough. All long and short of it, after he made this account, a bunch of people from the company decided to more or less harass and try to dox him, which not okay with at all. Unfortunately, it looks like everything kind of backfired on them, and now we're here at this point. We found out more information that basically this company was started by a woman who basically more or less wanted to make an inclusive, diverse space for gamers, yada yada. I don't like that kind of language in the space, because the reason why I'm going to basically break it down from this point on and kind of lay everything else to rest is that the reason I don't like that kind of language in the space because not everybody felt that way about the nerd space. Now, if you were one of those people that were bullied or not allowed in space because of your skin color, your sexuality, or your gender, I am sorry. I wish that didn't happen to you. I know not everybody's story is my story, and I have to realize that, but at the same time, I don't think being the victim every single time helps either. After a while, you have to realize you either have to move on and find different people that will accept you for you, which a lot of people do, or hold that grudge, which also a lot of people do as well. I personally don't like this. I see a lot of the things wrong with this company is that they are a bunch of people that are self-hating people who hate on themselves for their skin color or their identity or whatever. And I think that's not helpful to the geek culture. The geek culture is supposed to be welcoming from the outsiders that are weird and the insiders that are weirder. I know that doesn't make sense, but follow me on this one. What geekdom used to be about was about people that didn't feel like they belonged and they came together. That's kind of what I felt with myself, because I was an individual that always traveled and tried to find my place, and I found friends that helped me with that, and it was great. I think the main thing that I've seen with this company that really disturbs me is that a lot of these people talk about equality and everything else are the first ones to try to paint a bunch of people in a certain light that are all white and male. I'm not white, I am very much male, and I leave my sexuality under disclosure. But what my thing is this. You want to sit there and paint everybody under a broad brush that doesn't like your games, doesn't like what you've been doing with the storytelling, doesn't like how you've been involved in certain companies, under the paintbrush of you're an isophobe you're the problem. There's no ifs, words, or buts about it. There's no way getting around it. You are the problem. You are the disease that's out there that's trying to tear down everything else. There's just nothing I can really say that's nice enough for me to go, yeah, this is good. The problem I see with this world today, I see this nihilistic envy of other people. I see these people that are willing to destroy people because they're doing better in their lives, just because they don't look like them or whatever, or they hold grudges against them. And it's so sad to live in that way. It's so sad to live every day as a person that is willing to just shit on other people just because they think and they live differently than you, have differences of opinions than you. It's crazy that to think that we live in a society that now is willing to make other people suffer because they think differently. It just blows my mind. That's what geekdom used to be about. It used to be about different random ideas and having fun with those random ideas and put them together and have a group that could join you and build up those ideas. That's how you get franchises of old movies, Star Wars, Aliens, Terminator. You get all these crazy things because you had geeks that came together and made something and did something crazy. Dungeons and Dragons, things like that. But now everything has to be run under a committee, and people like Sweet Baby Inc. are very much under that committee standard. I will not accept people who are blatantly racist, and this company is blatantly racist. As much as they want to deny that, as much as people want to deny that, they are. They're just racist, misandrous people. I don't support people that are racist or misandrous or misogynistic or homophobic or heterophobic. I don't support any of that kind of stuff. I support people that want to do the right thing. I support people that want to entertain other people. You must understand, if I'm talking to anybody out there that's listening, that people are spending their hard-earned money to support games, to support comic books, to support shows or movies, and they don't want to be lectured for 2.5 hours. But you say, hey, there's always been a progressive message in all our entertainment. Sure, you're absolutely right, but as I've said many times before, it always boils down to this. Those writers treated the audience with respect, period. And it wasn't always about the message. It wasn't always about the theme. Sometimes they were just having great adventures. I think that's why a lot of people don't understand the X-Men. The X-Men is a prime example of people not understanding the source material. Everybody wants to claim that, oh, well, it was always about the civil rights movement. No, it was not. It was about a bunch of characters that were put together that created a team because Stan Lee was too lazy to create a freaking origin book for every single one of the characters. Later, it did tie into the civil rights movement with stories like Kush Kragnots, God kills, man saves. I think I said that wrong. The X-Men have always just been the outsiders, the outside bunch, like us geeks, we were the outside bunch, the ones that nobody understood, that got picked on for just being different, that just wanted to have fantasy realms and worlds and science fiction, all that kind of stuff. An analogy where you could see yourself as the character. That's what it used to be about back then. Now, not so much. Everything has to be about me, the person, and that's just a very narcissistic way of looking at things. While yes, representation does matter and it should be represented, you shouldn't get lackluster representation. That's the biggest thing, and that's the biggest thing a lot of people don't understand. We have lost our way as a culture, and we have lost our way as a society when it comes to this kind of stuff. I'm glad that people are fighting back compared to back then in 2014, where a lot of people just let this go and let the snakes slither in. The snakes are still in the industry, unfortunately, but a lot more people are wising up and pulling out rather than just keeping in there and doing nothing about it. I am tired of seeing so self-flagellation and hatred of self to prove to some powerful deity that they hate themselves because they're white, or they hate themselves because they're men, and that they're the problem. Look, we're all the problem. We all create our problems. We all do things wrong. We are not perfect by any means. But when people are willing to do that, it shows me that there's a lack of, honestly, is a lack of self-esteem. This is just another stepping stone in my fear of culture being taken over by committee. Art being taken over by committee. Committees don't make art. They just don't. They destroy art. This is just exact samples of this. You know, I personally am a very firm believer in individuality and being able to express yourself any way you want to with restriction, and be able to understand that people out there are different. We're all different. We must accept that we're different. You can't win a fight just being an asshole to another person. They're now complaining on Twitter that they're being harassed and all this stuff, which I don't condone. I don't condone doxing, I don't condone harassment or anything. But the thing is, you brought this upon yourself. What do you expect people to do? You expect all of a sudden everybody's just gonna stop because you just shat on them with falsities? No! People are gonna start fighting back. More and more people nowadays are fighting back against the mobs, fighting it back against cancel culture, fighting it back against all these people because they are tired of being told that they're horrible human beings. Just imagine every day you being told that you're a horrible human being for just being you. You wouldn't like it. In fact, a lot of you will probably get really upset about that. I think the problem is, in itself, is this. People have lost the willing being of willpower, self-esteem, and hope. Why do you see so many of these stories tear down the heroes and never rebuild them back up? Why do you see so many of these stories blame a demographic of people? Why do you see so many of these stories be so elementary school black and white levels of good and evil? Because they themselves have no hope. They themselves hate themselves so much they paint the society the different colors. They themselves don't want you to have fun because they are not having fun. So I say to you true believers out there that are listening to my channel or anything like that, go create. Make something new. May it be music, may it be storytelling, may it be costumes, may it be video games, may it be books, comics, art. The only way you defeat this kind of sanctimonious posturing is you make your own stories. And you make them better than the way they made them. And you create your new franchises, you create your new worlds. Like we used to do back then. We have the tools. It is way easier to do these things now than it once was back then. And I hope to see your name in shining lights, that you guys are able to do those things and make something anew. Creation is killed by committee. And it's killed by people that hate themselves. It is killed by people that don't give a damn about your worldview but their own. Art is about freedom of expression and willing to take criticism and willing to understand another point of view. That's all I have to say to you today. Thank you so much for following me. My name is Vaderfly. You can find me right here on my Instagram, the King of Dreamers. I hope you're doing well, and I'm being serious. Go out and create. This is your chance. This is your time. No better time than now. You got this.